like to support the channel. Also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you.
Are self-described predator hunters. For a little over 3 weeks, they've been pretending to be an underage girl online in an effort to catfish local men who are allegedly trying to meet up.
Fast they are willing to meet young females. This is crazy.
The trio says they were surprised by their efforts last Wednesday, May 29th. That day, Shreveport police received a call at 11:04 a.m. The call came from former KTBS News anchor Bill Lunn. According to police and a call for service report obtained by NBC6, Lunn claimed he was the victim of an assault and battery, but a case report on the alleged incident paints a different story. According to the case report, the alleged offense is not for assault and battery, rather for computer-aided solicitation for purposes. These 3 men are the reason why.
And so he seen us, he darted out.
They created a fake Meet Me profile. That profile is of an underage girl. They say they then wait for men to like the profile and spark a conversation. They say Lunn initiated a conversation Tuesday night.
They had a little conversation going on, and he asked how old she was. The girl told us she was 15 years old.
Antonio says he was actually the girl. He says he and Lunn exchanged dozens upon dozens of text messages over the next several hours, where the conversation quickly turned to...
He was like sending like pictures to her. He was saying he wanted to do this to her, like things I can't see on camera.
Antonio checked the phone number he was texting with. It was the same number Lunn lists on his LinkedIn profile.
I'm like, oh my God. So I looked to the Facebook, I'm like, this is really his number. It's a real Bill Lunn. And so it was just really just crazy.
We were shown images in the text message chain displaying photos that Lunn allegedly sent of himself. Antonio says Lunn set up a meeting date last Wednesday.
He came on his lunch break from work to come meet her.
According to Antonio, when Lunn arrived at their designated meeting spot, the trio jumped out, informing him of what was happening.
You can see like the guilt in his eyes. Like, he knew like, oh, I'm done.
They say Lunn ran and later called police, saying he was the victim of an assault and battery. The 3 men waited for police to arrive. They say hours of questioning followed. The call for service report shows police spent 4 hours and 21 minutes at the scene. The young men say Lunn was handcuffed in the back of a police vehicle for hours. All parties were released from the scene with no charges filed. Shreveport police told me there is an active investigation into Lunn based on the events of that day. I tried reaching out to Lunn to get his side of the story.
Please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks. Have a great day.
Bill, this is Dan Jovic calling from NBC6 News, trying to get your side of the story related to an incident that took place last week. My call went unanswered and was not returned.
Thing is, as Bill was running off, he yells, "I have a wife and kids." I'm sitting there, as he's running off, I'm thinking in my head, how can you say that when you literally just walked yourself in the house, expecting to meet an underage teenager, which he was going to do regardless.
Lunn resigned Monday from both of his roles at KTBS. And Lunn's profile was immediately scrubbed from the station's website. Antonio, Cameron, and Carturio said they have allegedly caught 10 men in the span of just 3 weeks through their vigilante efforts.
Okay, so we know the main important part about the video, but I want to highlight something that I don't think even the news reporter, the news anchor that was there wanted to speak on. I wanted to highlight something that I don't even think the young black man that you see in front of you wanted to speak on. And that was the fact that Bill Lunn, no matter how wrong he was, decided to go right back to the factory reset of racism, which is accepted wherever true Americans are.
Perfect.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now I know some people may say, what does this have to do with racism, Seiji? You always tend to bring up color when color is not what the story is about. The story is about how it is that a news anchor decided that he wanted to do some things online, which he should not have been doing, and he got caught up in a sting, which just so happened to be with 3 men that we see directly in front of us. And to that, I would say that you're correct. But you're missing this thing.
May 29th. That day, Shreveport police received a call at 11:04 a.m. The call came from former KTBS News anchor Bill Lunn. According to police and a call for service report obtained by NBC6, Lunn claimed he was the victim of an assault and battery, but a case report on the alleged incident paints a different story.
Now everybody is seeing what I have seen for the last couple years.
So as the balanced person I try to be, I can say that two things can be right at the exact same time. Number one, some people will say that, hey, this has nothing to do with race. To an extent, you are correct. But also within the same token, on the flip side, I can say that I am correct as well, because Bill Lunn, the news anchor who got caught up in this sting that was made by three black men that you can clearly see in front of you. Again, they received no help, no funding from the police. This is something that they did themselves. And not only that, but they also caught 10 others as well previously while doing the exact same sting. But I'm correct in the fact of knowing that racism did take place, because Bill Lunn, no matter how wrong he was, decided to do the factory reset and call the good old boys in order to state that, oh, it was an assault and battery that took place. An assault and battery from who? Bill? Who specifically are you stating assaulted you, a news reporter, at whatever time, during the day? Who specifically? Are you going to say that it's somebody from your community, your family, or maybe your lovely wife that you have directly back home? No. It's not going to be any of those people. You specifically knew what it is that you were doing. You knew the picture that you were trying to paint. But luckily, we have some good people that actually did some great work, and they found that, some things are not really adding up here. So at the same time that he gets caught up in this thing, he decides to make a report to the police, trying to spin his own narrative, saying that he went through some assault and battery by way of some individuals, right? Some may say the likely suspects. Some may say the ones that fit the narrative. So again, I'm saying that race heavily had to do with this, because again, Bill was wrong. He got caught. This is a reporter. He's more than likely reported on these exact same things, only to inevitably end up being in the exact same circumstances as the stories that he's reported on. And on top of that, to add insult to injury, the main population that he more than likely does a lot of news stories on are the same exact people that ended up catching him doing criminal activity. The irony. Look at that. How does that work? How does that happen? I know at his core, he has to feel so bad at this moment. It's like he has to feel worse than worse at this moment in time.
There's no way out of this one. You're done.
And not only that, but then Bill decided to run away from the scene as the criminal that he is, knowing the fact that police probably weren't going to catch him. And he was like, I have a wife and kids. But were you thinking about that all the times that you were online trying to, date or, be with certain people directly out here? Were you really thinking about that, Bill? Were you really thinking about your kids and your job and everything that you held dear? Your reputation is done. It is cooked. It is fried. It is overdone. It is over seasoned. You might as well just throw it in the trash. All of your hard work, dedication, and energy gone in a flash, all because of you. Wasn't because of anybody else. It was because of you. Wow. Think about that. And to think, some young black men were the ones to report you and to potentially get you put behind bars. Think about that. That has to hurt. That has to hurt so much. The same population of which you've been able to make money, you've been able to report on negative story after negative story after negative story, are the ones that now have a negative story about you. They're now gaining fame and recognition off of you. They're now gaining money off of you. Wow. Look at that. I guess there is a such thing as karma, because karma smiled today on these young men. I am proud. I am so proud of these young men, because let me tell you, this is something that I've reported on for a very long time. And it has now come that you have an abundance of these people out here who have started platforms in order to catch these guys that are in everybody's community, who are specifically spying on or, soliciting in a variety of ways. And these guys are getting caught. And it's all because of these people who started social media. So again, to a lot of those people, I commend you. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank you for the work that you do every single day. It is a very thankless job. Sometimes you might not get any type of recognition at all, but the true recognition comes into the fact that that you saved somebody out there from a criminal, from a deviant, from somebody who had very negative intentions, somebody who should never have been doing the things that they were doing to begin with. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video, and also on the fact that a lot of mainstream media are not reporting on this at all. And let me know what you feel about that in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.